Hey everybody, so with this video we're just going to load up the level we've been working on. Here we are, so we've got the window here. So today in this one what we're going to do is we're going to play around with ladders, and I'm also going to show you a little bit more with the transparent textures, because the previous video with the when we did the glass here, this was a very specific way of getting transparency, using if we go just onto here, so it's a funk wall, and we've done it as a texture. So there's another way of doing transparency, and I'll show you that on with the ladder, and it's using very specific textures. So first off, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a separate room off the side here. So same technique as with the opposite side. Just going to leave that blank for now, because this room is going to be a little bit different to the other side. Right, we're going to have a bit of height. Okay. It'll do for now. Right, and then the next thing, I'm just going to copy and paste the light as well. I'm going to do a video on lighting, just because at the moment all I'm doing is copying and pasting the lights, and there's a whole host of things you can do with lights in this game, in this engine, so it's pretty good. Right, so I mean, you could probably jump across that little platform, but if you didn't want to jump across, you want to climb down a ladder. Let's do that. So you want to find a ladder texture. Let's just do this very basic one. Now the ladder texture, as you can see, is 32 by 32, so that's what we're going to create, and I'll put it over here. There it is. Okay, so it's kind of quite high. Let's just right. Now, something you can do. Obviously, you can reduce the size of the grid. Now we're going to do that to start with. But if you click on it and do that, even though it's set to the grid, even though it's kind of snapping to grid as well, you can always reduce the size of things to like one unit, and we will do that eventually. But before we do that, I'm just going to get the textures. On this edge, actually, it looks like it will be alright. So, reduce it to size. There we go, nice, right. So the thing I wanted to show you, first of all, we've put that ladder in there, but what's going to happen if you walk onto that is you're just going to fall down it, because at the moment it's just a brush. The other thing I wanted to show was transparency. So with this ladder texture, it's got, in fact with all these ladder textures you can see it's got this little dash in front of them. If I type it in down there in the filter, it brings up all the textures which have that dash in front of them. You can see they've all got that blue background, apart from the ones which have these white backgrounds. There's one there with, well, a couple there with black as well. So all these ones with blue, that blue colour in the background, it signifies to the engine that that is to be basically drawn as transparent. And if we were to go onto this, the way we tell the engine to draw it as transparent is we tie it to an entity, tie it to func wall. Instead of doing texture, we do solid. As you can see, the engine's jack has already removed that transparent selection. You want to do 255. The reason we want to do 255 is because we want the rest of it, like the actual bars, to be solid. So it's not like this glass here. Now this glass texture, if you recall, type in glass, it doesn't have that dash in front of it. That's why you have to do that transparency for that a little bit different with the texture option. With this ladder, because it's a transparent texture, you do that func wall, you make it a solid. So that's the first step. Now the next step is to do the actual ladder, and we do that with this this AAA trigger texture. Okay, so I mean, it probably would have been easier if I'd actually just created, just copied and pasted, but anyway, this AA trigger will be, you won't be able to see it in game. Now what we want to do, we don't actually want this to be like, we don't want it to snap to grid. What we want to do, okay, here we are, snap to grid. What we want to do is just have it, there we are, off the ladder itself. And the reason is, this is what we tie to the ladder entity. So func ladder, yeah, don't need to do anything there. And that, so as you can see, you've got two different entities there. You've got the ladder, which you'll actually see, that kind of object, which tied to a func wall, we've given the transparency, and then right in front of it we've got that ladder, and that's what the player will actually be moving up and down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy, and I'm going to paste that to the other side, but we want to rotate, we want to flip it really, so we're going to flip that, there we go, and we're just going to move that like so. So that's two ladders. I'm going to save that. Okay, so if you go back to the transparent textures, you can also see these ones with white in the background. These are, well, I'll show you actually. So if we pick, let's say this lime here, You see on the left hand side here all these little little tools. One of them here is apply decals or decals. Click on that. You need to also make sure this selection tool is clicked. You can't apply them if you're in the camera mode. Right, so you go to that, go to apply decals, and then you can just left click, and as you can see it just paints that with the, obviously the white is removed, so with these decals or decals the white is the transparent kind of, that's the thing that the engine makes transparent. So let's just have some drips. Let's make that like that. That's there. Let's get a nice crack in the wall over there. Maybe a crack there. Actually, yeah, let's put it. Let's leave it. Let's try. These stripes. Let's try these. Let's just see what that does. So if we have like a little warning marker around the ladder. Let's just show you what this looks like in game. That's odd. Oh yeah, I left that there, didn't I? Got the shape I used to carve out the doorway there. Okay, so you come in here. It's quite a, you can actually jump across, as I said, but with these ladders. See, that is how you make them. Now, if I want to make that a little bit easy to go down, I'd simply just make that ladder a little bit bigger, just pull it out a bit more, and then bring the ladder entity forward as well, just so with this, okay, now you can go down it if you do that, but with great difficulty. Go slow. Anyway, yeah, that's how you make ladders. And a little bit more info about transparent textures as well. Right, I'll catch you at the next video.